Hello everyone, I'm Rick Sol, and together with David Velasco, we are the authors of the gamebook New Tokyo 2130. As you can see, this time I'm not speaking directly in the video, rather, I'm taking advantage of new technologies so that someone else is speaking for me. I understand that this accent and pronunciation will be preferable for English speakers. Although, you might miss out on the wonderful passion I put in when I get excited, ha ha. Here we present another system for resolving hacking situations in the game. When you come across a security door to hack, a safe, a cybercombat, you name it, we'll use the method we're showing you today. In New Tokyo 2130 we use the charisma stat for these things. We do not use intelligence, because we think it's no longer a matter of reason, but of empathy, soft skills, and social maneuvering, as most of the time you'll be negotiating with artificial intelligences or sentient programs. Well, in another video we already used a deck of cards. Today, we show you the Rubik's Cube. From now on, the Rubik's Cube will be an optional tool to resolve these situations. If you don't have a Rubik's Cube, or you don't feel like using it, you can use a deck of cards system the way we showed you in the previous video. There's even a third system, which consists of rolling dice, and that one might get you to a conclusion even faster. I'm going to explain how handling the Rubik's Cube works. You'll need to note on a piece of paper that you start the game with 20 security points, or you can use a die as a marker, like I do. Then you'll need a 6-sided die to make charisma rolls each turn. So let's get down to business, shall we? Well, let's imagine that the bounty hunter I'm playing with has 0 charisma. That doesn't mean you're clumsy, it just means you're average. If you had a value of 1 in this attribute, then it'd mean you're already above average. When distributing the 3 points you're given at the beginning of the game, to divide among strength, dexterity, charisma, perception, and intelligence, let's suppose I haven't assigned any points to charisma. The difficulty of the roll made each turn is going to be 4. On each roll, with a 4, 5, or 6, I succeed, that is, I have a 50% chance of success each turn. The first thing I have to do is scramble the Rubik's Cube. The white face or white side, the face with the white sticker in the center, will represent how well you are doing. It will be your progress, the result of your actions in this game simulating a hacking situation. After scrambling the cube, you have to check that on your white face there is no other white sticker, and that on the other faces there are no 2 adjacent white stickers either. Keep scrambling until you achieve this. Once you have done this, you can begin. What I have to do is locate the yellow stickers. Yellow represents the enemy or the obstacle to overcome. I will look on the 4 side faces, not on yours, the top one with the white center, not that one, and I will check if there are yellow and white stickers at the same time. It doesn't matter how many or how they are distributed. On each side, if this happens, if there are both yellow and white stickers, it means there is a struggle, and I lose 1 security point. If on the bottom face, the one with the yellow center, there is also any white sticker, the struggle is tougher, and I lose 2 security points. In this specific case, I lose a total of 5 security points because there are yellow and white stickers at the same time on 3 side faces and on the bottom yellow face. Let's recap what just happened right at the start of the game. You lose 1 security point for each side face that has yellow and white stickers at the same time, and you lose 2 security points if that also happens on the bottom face, the yellow one. In this case, I will cast the first charisma roll already having dropped to 15 security points. Let's imagine that on the first charisma roll I get a 4. That means I have succeeded, and I can move 1 white sticker onto my white face. If I had rolled a 5, an even better success, I could move 2 white stickers onto the white face. If I roll a 6, then I can move 3 white stickers onto my face. The maximum number of white stickers you can move onto the white face is 3. It doesn't matter if my character has a charisma value of 1 or if I use mastery points to improve my chances. The highest possible result equals moving 3 white stickers onto my white face. That's already quite a reward. For those who don't know how to build one face of the Rubik's Cube, we recommend watching some of the many tutorials available on social media about it. I am not an expert on the Rubik's Cube. In fact, I don't know how to solve it completely, but I have studied how to build one face and I'm going to show it to you here. To do this, first let's look at the components that make up one face. These are the edges, the white stickers that are in the middle, which have 2 colors. There are 4 of them. Then there are the corners, which have 3 colors. There are also 4 of them. The first stickers we will move onto the white face as we play are the edges, which form the cross or the flower. Let's see. How was I taught to do it? For example, let's take this edge, this sticker here. Right now, I don't care about moving the top layer because there's nothing built there yet. Notice this, what I need to do is get this white edge you see here onto the bottom layer. Not on the top, onto the bottom layer. You might say to me, Rick, you could just move it up directly. Yes, I know, but trust me, we should get used to wanting it on the bottom layer. Since the number of rotations or moves doesn't matter, what counts is that you're allowed to move up 1, 2, or 3 white stickers when you succeeded in a charisma roll. It's better to focus on moving it down, because the top layer will be harder to move later when things are half built. So, I put the edge with the white sticker on the bottom, and blue. It turns out that the other color of this edge piece is blue. I have to keep rotating the bottom layer until that blue sticker matches the blue face. Done! Now, simply rotate the bottom face laterally until the white sticker is on top. See? It's well placed now. Blue and blue together and white together. So, I have already moved up 1 white edge, which would be equivalent to having won a charisma roll. Let's imagine I rolled a 5. Then I could move 2 white edges up. Look! By chance, I already have the white and orange edge moved up. And it is on the right spot. Perfect! Let's consider that as the second one I moved up. If by chance another white sticker comes onto the white face without me intentionally doing it, you could consider that you were lucky as it placed itself automatically. Be careful, if it doesn't have the correct color combination, you could have problems in the end. We leave that decision to you, but you have been warned. You will be taking risks. Let's give another example. Look at this one here. There is a white edge with green. If I put it on the bottom face right now, I'm going to move the white and orange part that I have already built. Be careful, I can do it, yes, but look, I put it down, I remove it from the conflict area by rotating this layer here, and I move the orange part so that it is in the same place as before. In other words, it's like you do and undo so in the end you don't break what you had built up to that moment. Look, it's already down. This is the side on the top, this is the side on the bottom, the yellow side. So I don't want it with blue, I don't want it with red, I want it with green. Now is correct. Yes. Now, I move this white sticker that is on the bottom up. Done. This would happen every time you roll a 4 on the charisma roll. You're allowed to make as many moves as you want until you increase the number of white stickers on the white face by 1. If you roll a 5, you increase it by 2 stickers. If you roll a 6, you add 3 of them. Cool. Look at this one here, it's the last one I want to move up, okay? It's not on the bottom face, it is here. I'm going to see how I solve it because I'm not an expert at this. Well, I'll put it here. If I move this layer, it doesn't affect the part already built on the white face, so no problem. Now I put it like this, I'm moving something that doesn't matter to me because I'm not touching what's built. Be careful, now I do want to bring it down, but I must be careful because I already have the blue and white edge solved. It's okay because I'm going to put this top layer back in its place. I rotate down, I messed up, but it's okay, because I remove it from the here, then I move up the blue piece and it's built correctly again. Blue, orange, and green. And I have below the white with red. The green center doesn't interest me. I put it next to the red center circle and now I have the cross done. Look, the flower or the cross, however you call it, is done. Look, this is what I was telling you, I prefer not to count this corner as part of what is well built on the white face because it should be red and blue, but it is orange and green. If it works for you, go and consider it well done, but it worries me, you might have problems in the future when trying to build the white face correctly later. This one corner should be here instead. So it's a no for me. Now I will explain what happens if you roll a 2 or a 3 on the charisma roll. Those are failures. Well, if you fail the roll, you simply do the same as you did at the beginning, check each side face for matches between white and yellow stickers, no matter how many there are. If white and yellow appear together on a side face, you lose 1 security point. If white and yellow appear on the bottom face, the yellow face, you lose 2 security points. In this case, I lose 3 security points. Therefore, Whenever you fail the charisma roll, check. Imagine this: if you get bad rolls at the start of this minigame and lose, I don't know, 5, 4, 4, 5 security points, if you reach 0, you have lost. You have failed. Your mission is to build the white face. Later, I will tell you what it means to roll a 1, but let's talk for a moment about how to build the corners. Placing the corners is a bit more delicate because I already have the cross solved and I don't want to move the top face too much, since I always have to be careful. Whatever I do that moves what I have solved, I have to somehow put back in its correct place. Let's go. You need to put the white corner here, on this lower layer, not all the way at the bottom, but on the side of the lower layer. Look, I've been lucky because right now I already have 2 well placed. So this white corner here is already where I want it to be. If its other side is blue, then I look for the face with the blue center. Now comes the algorithm or series of 3 moves that you have to memorize. If the blue face is on the left side, I will rotate the face where my white sticker is towards that side. If the blue is on the left, then I move the side layer containing the white corner counterclockwise, i.e., to the left. Next, I move the bottom layer also to the left, and as the third and final move, I move back the first layer I moved. And that's it. Look! I have just solved this blue-white corner and put it in its right spot. So every time you roll a 4 on the charisma roll, you move 1 white sticker onto the white face, no matter how many moves you have to make to achieve it. If you roll a 5, you move up 2 stickers. If you roll a 6, you move up 3. Let's have another example. Red and white, and it is well placed since it is on this lower layer, but on the side, not on the bottom. What do I have to do then? Well, look for the red center. There it is. Now, the red corner is already on the red face. Let's check how the faces are positioned. The red face is on the left side. On the left side, the red face. On the right side, the face with my corner with white. So, I have to rotate the side face with the white sticker to the left, counterclockwise, in this direction. Then I also move the bottom layer to the left, and finally I undo the first of the 3 moves by rotating this side layer in the opposite direction to before. Let's see another example. This case is the opposite, but it's perfect that we can review it, right? Green, the white corner, this is the main face, the top one, so I have the white corner where I need it to be, on the bottom layer but on the side, not completely at the bottom. You know, I have to look for the face with the green center. Now I have to rotate the side layer with my white sticker this time to the right, clockwise. Then I also move the bottom layer to the right, and finally, I undo the first move by rotating the side layer in the opposite direction. The corner is already placed in its correct spot. This last case is the hard one, when the white corner is not where we want it. It's on the bottom. Okay, no problem. Look, I'm going to try this. I will move that white corner up, so I move this part here, placing it on the side. But be careful because I'm moving these 2 stickers. Now I can move the bottom layer and afterward undo what I did to put the top part back correctly. Unfortunately, something didn't come out perfectly because the white corner now is here. But no problem. Let's continue patiently with the process. I'm going to turn this part on top. Yes, apparently I am messing it up, but look, I move the bottom layer, which doesn't matter, and then I undo what I did to put it right back again. Now I have the white corner exactly where I want it. Red. Well, I move it so that it is on the red face. Now it is on the red face. This is the top part, this is the bottom part, and the white corner is on the bottom layer but on the side, right? What did we have to do? Since the red is on the right side, I rotate the side layer that has the white sticker to the right, clockwise. Then I turn the bottom layer to the right and undo the first move. There you have it. The white face is built. We still need to explain what happens if you roll a 1 on the charisma roll. Let's imagine that, in the game, I go this way and roll a 1. When you roll a 1 on the charisma roll, you have to choose a punishment between 2 options. The first option is to roll a 6-sided die, and that number is how many random rotations you will make without looking. Let's take an example. I roll a 4, so I don't look, and I scramble the cube by moving it 4 times. Well, Great, I ended up with no white stickers on top. I completely messed it up. This one doesn't count because it's not in the correct position. That would be the first punishment option when you roll a 1. Since rolling a 1 means you have failed the charisma roll, after making the moves that scramble the cube and break your progress, you have to check again for those faces where there is a match between yellow and white stickers. You know, if it happens on a side face, you lose 1 security point. If it happens on the bottom face, the yellow one, you lose 2 security points. In this case, my security points would decrease by 3. The other possible punishment you can choose from is that, instead of doing that, the scramble part, you look at the bottom face, the yellow face, and for each yellow sticker you have above the center, that is, the center sticker doesn't count, for each yellow you find there, you lose 3 security points. In this case, I dare say that it does interest me because I would only lose 3 security points and, you know, I wouldn't have to scramble the cube at all. Good thing. So I could continue with the next turn. But imagine that you are like this other way, with 3 yellows besides the center, then you would lose 9 security points, and maybe that is too much of a sacrifice, right? Attention! We still need to talk about the use of mastery points during this game. You can spend a mastery point to cancel a result of 1 on the charisma roll. Really? Yes, indeed. If you use 1 up, then act as if it never happened, and start the turn with a new roll. Of course, you can also use mastery points in the usual way, which is to add 1 to your charisma to have a better chance to pass the roll, which, as already stated, has a difficulty of 4. Well, this would be the resolution system for hacking situations using the Rubik's Cube. David, and I hope that you find it appealing. Come in. Using a Rubik's Cube as a game tool. It rocks. All of this is explained in detail in section 485. Once more, I apologize for this unnatural voice. See you in the streets of New Tokyo 2130.